emphasize that Rabbi Groner is also the grandson from the Baal Atanya.
L'chaim, l'chaim. Let everybody join together and say l'chaim. I'm going to drink some, not going to say l'chaim. Say l'chaim.
Where's the wine? Where's the wine? It's over here. I put it over here. He wants to you guys to say l'chaim.
We're videoing.
Okay, l'chaim, l'chaim. The jump if everyone. The night Yontif is a very basic and important Yontif. The night we celebrate the release of the Alter Rebbe when he was incarcerated in Russia, and the night on this day of the 19th of Kislev that was mentioned, he was released on the prison. The Alter Rebbe asked the Baal Shem Tov and his teacher, why, what did he do that he should be imprisoned? And they told him, because you are revealing the inner aspect of the Torah, the deep, true meaning of what the Torah is here to teach us. Now, what does that mean? What is the real meaning and the inner aspect of Torah? The Torah has in it 613 commandments, mitzvahs. The mitzvahs has specific directions how to observe and how to perform the mitzvah. But every mitzvah brings with it also a guide in one's life, a guide how a person, a Jew, should live and conduct himself. One of the major revelations that the Hasidic teaching has revealed that every Jew possesses a godly soul, a soul which the Almighty Hashem gives to every Jewish person at the time of their birth. He gives him infused in his body, in his physical body, a soul that is connected with the Almighty. That soul is the one that encourages and empowers the Yid that he should fulfill the purpose and the mission for which Hashem created him and brought him on this physical world. And that is to observe the commandments of the Torah. That neshama, there's nothing in the world that could affect and diminish the holiness of that neshama, regardless of what a person will do, what his behavior may be negative to what the Torah asks of him. That will never in any way diminish, reduce the holiness of the neshama. It was one Sunday that a young woman came her next to receive the dollar from the Rabbi, And this was after the Rebbe was standing already on his feet for 4 or 5 hours and handing out dollars like this. He was 90 years old then. I would like to know how a younger man than 90 would stand on the street for 1 hour and all he was going to do with his hand, just give out dollars. How will he feel after that 1 hour? And here is an elderly gentleman, 90 years old, standing for 4 or 5 hours. When this woman approached the Rebbe, she says, "Rabbi, I don't believe what I see." He said, "What is it?" She said, "I am only standing 2 hours and I'm already tired. And I'm much younger than you. You are standing for 4 or 5 hours and I don't see any sign of tiredness. You look so fresh as if you first started. How is that possible?" And the Rebbe said, "Let me ask you something. It was a very hot summer day and you were walking up a mountain. And as you get a little bit higher, a person approaches you and says, 'I have over here a bundle of diamonds. If you will stand here and count those diamonds, they will be all yours.' Of course. After he finished, the gentleman took out another bundle. 'Are you ready to count another bundle in this heat?' Of course. And then after the person asked, 'You didn't feel tired and hot in this summer day?' 'No. When I counted diamonds, I felt very good.' And the Rebbe says to this young lady, 'I look at each and every one that's standing here and waiting as a diamond. And when you count diamonds, you don't get tired.' Our sages teach us that not only are you to learn from an individual, especially from a holy man, when he's studying the Torah, but even when he speaks what we would call simple words, you have to know that every word that he says has meaning. Why would the Rebbe say that he looks at every Yid as a diamond? What is the nature of a diamond? A diamond could be buried in the ground for thousands of years. Will that in any way affect the greatness of the diamond, the beauty of the diamond? You dig up the diamond, you clean it, you give it to a diamond cutter, and you get the white and blue beautiful colors from the diamond. But the diamond was in the ground for so many years. So what? The diamond does not become affected. The diamond remains in its very essence as it was put there. And this is what the Rebbe was telling this young lady. When I look at a Yid, I see the truth of this Yid, regardless of how his behavior was till now and what his behavior is. The very essence of the Yid is his neshama, his soul. And as mentioned, that soul can never in any way be affected. Hopefully, that eventually that soul will affect the behavior and the conduct of the Yid, that he should come and realize the real purpose for what he was brought to this world, and that is to observe the Torah. I was once invited to speak in Australia. In the north part of Sydney, there is a section of people who are on a better level, what you want to call it, but they feel they're higher because they earn more money, they have better businesses. So they asked me to come and have a fabrenga with them. So about 80 men and women got together and we spoke. And I mentioned this concept that I just mentioned here. After the fabrenga was over, an 80-year-old woman approaches me and says, "Rabbi, I would like to set up a learning session once a week in my house." So I said, "Listen, I'm a guest. Speak to the shaliach, and he'll do it for you." The next day, the shliach calls me. He says, Leibel, you don't know what happened over here. I said, what happened? This lady that came to you and asked that she should have a shiur, she should have a Torah lesson in the house. Whenever I asked her to do a mitzvah, I'm not interested. I told her, I will buy a mezuzah, but you tell me which store you want it. I will bring you the candle book and the candles. All you have to do before Shabbos, take a match, light it, make the blessing, that's it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in this. I asked her, why suddenly, at this age, do you want to have a shiur, you want to have a Torah lesson? And she tells him, if I heard last night that regardless of my way of life till now, which was completely contrary to what's written in the Torah, that did not in any way affect the holiness and the greatness of my neshama, I am still connected with Hashem like the greatest tzaddik. If that is the case, the time came that I should start fulfilling the purpose and the mission for which Chabad brought me down here. That is one of the major concepts which the Hasidic teaching tries to impress on every person, whoever he may not be. Try to find yourself. When people are asking you to do a mitzvah, we're not asking to do something which is not you, to add something new to you. All is being asked to reveal who you really are. What is your real purpose? What is your real mission? And that's what the Alter Rebbe had sacrificed, Mesiras Nefesh, as we call it in the Hebrew language. That he wanted to be sure that the teachings of the inner aspect of Chassidus, which that helps a person to understand and realize who they really are. Chassidus tries to reveal and explain to every individual, who are you? What are you? That's what Chassidus is. And the Alter Rebbe felt that when a person will really stop and think for a moment, who am I really? Is my real life just to enjoy life, just to eat and drink and have enjoyment in this way and that way? That's what life is for? Is that what HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the whole world? And that's what he sent down on the Shoma into this physical world? What am I different than an animal? What am I different than? There must be something more to the reason why I have been created and what is expected of me and what I have the ability to fulfill that mission. And for that, the Alter Rebbe did everything possible. And that's why on 19th day of Kislev, when the Alter Rebbe was released from prison, that was a sign that above, in the higher worlds, they are agreeing to what Alter Rebbe is doing to reveal the inner aspects of Torah. And that's why when we get together on such a special evening, we again try to understand and try to find a deeper meaning in what all this, and how does that have a meaning for me? What is the lesson that I should take from this? What is the lesson that should make me realize who I really am and what my real purpose is and how much I could accomplish to fulfill that mission? And that's why we have to get together on this night. You know, I could tell you that there isn't a country in the world tonight that see them are not getting together with members of their congregation or their area. There's millions of Yidden sitting tonight all over the world because we get information and they report to us that we should be able to deliver it. We go to the Rebbe's kever, we go to the hall of the Rebbe, and we deliver and we give him. So in our office we receive all these informations from every part of the world. And tonight I can tell you from a fact that there are millions of Eden sitting together, each one in their area, and figuring out what could they gain from tonight's event. So therefore we hope that each and every one of us, as much as one is on a level, there's always room to improve. And I'll soon tell you a very interesting story about the Rabbi, what that means. In the meantime, we'll send again L'chaim, and we'll say another Nigan, and then we'll continue in Yitzhak. L'chaim, L'chaim. Huh?